Hello everybody, welcome back to Soul Awareness. My name is Jane and I'm doing some beautiful messages from my energy source, which are my guides that are all connected to source. I meditated on these cards. I pulled them earlier. I meditated on them and I took a look and saw all the connections and all of the energy that links them together and the message. And I'm going to give that to you now. If you like this, the best way that you can support me in any way at all, if you can, would be by subscribing. Just subscribe. I generally will be asking questions at the end or in somewhere in this video, and I would appreciate if you would comment your answers, if you would be part of this group. Everybody is welcomed here. Please keep it nice and courteous. You're allowed your point of view. It doesn't have to be nasty though. And as I've said right from the beginning, when I really got going with this channel about 5 years ago, anything that's really, mean or anything won't be staying. So it's not going to serve really much of a purpose if you are. All right, so like I said, I pulled these cards, I took a look at them, and the first thing that I noticed right away is the flying. The flying animals, I guess I would say. The birds, the owl, the dove, the geese. She's not flying, but she is right up there in those mountains with that swing. Feels like flying, right? The Action of Wands, he's like a very fast knight going on a horse, probably feels like flying. So that's the first thing that I noticed. The second thing was the mountains. There's mountains in a few places. I think there's hints of a mountain here, hints of a mountain here, hints of a mountain there. So there are quite a few different things that come in with those different things. First of all, the expansion of the wings, flying above, seeing a bigger view. The card Wisdom really taps into that. The other part is that I've spoken of this before, but there's light beyond the clouds, above the clouds. So if you can fly high enough, you'll always be in the sunlight. The mountains represent, I believe, life. Life is ever, there's always a mountain to climb, and thank God. Life would be so boring if we didn't have challenges that we had to meet up with. Things that we had to challenge ourselves with. If you're alive, you should be challenged by life, not in a bad way, in a good way. And we're really going to be focusing on that this year. To look at those challenges as something to have fun with, not something to prey on our mind and fear with. That is the biggest lesson, biggest takeaway that you'll hear on this channel. The other part that I see, especially with the be kind to strangers, it's including just the fact, it's kind of weird, but it's saying that you're not alone. In other words, there are other people on the planet with you. The geese here showing that as well. And it has the word community here. The number 8 with the card of community is really pushing in. I'm going to change it, and we're going to start with this one. The number 8 that comes with community is really making me feel something of the fact that it may be hard for some of us to ask for help or have support. And there is support available. A lot of the times when I do these readings, I hear people and go, or they email me and they say, I feel such a connection to you. If you connect to me, there are other people out there that you can connect to. You're not alone. We're not one-off. There are other people on this planet who feel such as you and who also feel like alone. And they find it may be hard to stay strong. But the point is to increase your personal power, focus on your inner strength, and put yourself out there to meet fellow people. invest in your community. In other words, and I always feel like the word invest in community is not just to, you know, build or help people, you know, it would be like Habitat for Humanity. Oh, I will invest to help other people or to be kind to strangers. It has one aspect of that, but also if you, let's say, love yoga, but there are no yoga classes, and you know somebody who does yoga, or you're good at yoga and you want like-minded people, invest in the community of yoga, right? You start one or with other people and then get people to come, right? It's just an example, but that's what I mean. Invest in like-minded, you know, and there's the arrow of the geese here, showing the single-minded focus right here. I love the water here, which is going to lead into the next card here, which talks about, of course, the water, the heart space. It's very scary to put the one's self out there, but the Ace of Cups really represents a fresh start, spiritual growth, putting yourself out there, okay, and understanding all of this. You have water in both these cards as well, the card of light and the card of life force energy. There's water in the background. But if you look at this in the card of light right here, they're high above. So is this, so is the bird. They're very much the same. I feel they're the same kind of energy, if you know what I mean, except for the mountains. But, you know, they're high above here, into the love, into the light, into the flight, into the feeling liberated and free. As scary as it is important to engage your heart space, even though it may feel vulnerable. The one being the one, the Ace of Cups, means a beginning of things. So you may be just beginning to do that, and that's why it's feeling a little bit risky, a little bit scary, a little bit different, a little bit anxiety inducing. In other words, if you build, let's say, this new yoga group and then you have to go there the next day, you may spend the first night before the first course feeling a little anxious and unable to sleep, which is normal because it's a brand new beginning. The message here, though, is that you need to let yourself embrace the light. Absolutely. The 5 that comes with this card shows me that it will absolutely feel a little bit hard. 5s are hard, is a hard number. 5 is a little bit conflicting. It's a little bit brainstorming. It's a little bit problem solving. It's a little bit isolating. So this card is saying, look, at 32, is it 32? Yes, it is. Go into the light. Go into the light. See above. See beyond. You are the light. Don't forget how important, how beautiful you are, how sometimes we let the mind cause us a lot of grief and anxiety in the things that we are trying to... New things are scary. That's the big message here. New things will always feel very scary. They will. But if you're doing it for a group, if you're doing it for like-minded people, remember, these people are excited. Let's say these people who have joined your new yoga class, they're excited to have somebody who is involved and interested in the same things that you are. And again, I'm not saying that anybody's going to start a yoga class. If you are, absolutely wonderful. I'm just giving it as an example to help clarify how this message is coming through. Okay? Sometimes we're scared of our shadows. This is the scared of our shadows card. Absolutely. And scared of our shadows is one thing, but enough to make us shrink away is not it's not a good enough reason to not do it. Okay? Rejoice And remember who you are. You're a light. You're a light of source. You're part of energy of source. You are absolutely brilliant. There's no reason to be small. There's only a reason to shine. You will not fail at anything. You will simply get a result. Okay? Everything that you do forward brings in a result. All these results help you understand the wisdom of them. Okay? Everything helps you understand the wisdom of those results. Okay? Whether you go to yoga class and the curriculum is your first time and you think, oh, well, that really sucked. You can actually tell them, you can actually tell people, or not even just don't tell people, or just work on it. Constantly work on it. As far as I'm concerned, if you did your first class, it was successful. You got that result. Maybe it wasn't the result that you necessarily wanted, but you are a work in progress. Always a work in progress. You should take the time to congratulate yourself of doing your first class, of getting by. You know, people are always very, people are willing to give other people chances, especially if it's something that they love or something they want to do. Wisdom is being able to grab onto a lot of knowledge and then to pass it on. I feel that when I was younger, there's a lot of things, the knowledge that I gained was about certainly not doing a lot of things. And then that same lesson showing up over and over again to kind of push me forward. It kept reappearing over and over again. When I finally dealt with it and gained the wisdom and learned the lessons, then I could move on to the next thing. As I continue to do that, and believe me, I am more aware now, because this is what this channel is about, to being aware that these things are coming in. As I grow aware that I'm being taught, or a lesson's coming in, or a challenge is coming my way, I now am able to turn around and pass that on to you through guidance of my energy guides, and the energy of source to you. This is something you need to come in with, especially with the 5. The 5 is about the Hierophant card, and it's about wisdom seekers, people who allow in new teachings and learnings and then passing it on. Okay, passing it on. So you become good at something, you can turn that into a passion that pays. You can turn it into a passion that gives. And you can turn it into something that you just are kind to other people with. So here we have be kind to strangers. I like this one. I like that. I'd say be kind to everybody, but be kind to ourselves and others. What words come to mind when someone cuts you off in traffic? Challenge those responses with kindness and try to neutralize the sting in any barb. Being lighter in your response will also lighten your mood. Now, by no means am I saying to let people step all over you. That isn't. But there's no need to scream. Sometimes you can tell people that was uncalled for, that was unneeded, please, take responsibility for your actions. That's all. You don't need to go overboard with things. You can set a boundary to let them know that that's not going to happen with you again. But there's no need to go full throttle into people's faces. That's overdone, and it accomplishes nothing. It just ends up being a screaming match. I would say, though, the biggest part here is to be kind to yourself. Being kind to you We are so bad to ourselves. We are so mean to ourselves. Imagine that person who's just like so scared or losing a little bit of confidence about doing this yoga course where they know yoga, they've been doing yoga for years, know they could have like a great yoga, you know, they have a something here, something there that they can bring more to this situation. They know they can help people. But yet they talk themselves out of it because, oh, there's too many yoga places. There's nobody like you. Okay? There's nobody like you. We have to embrace the life force energy rather than the energy of fear. We have to embrace this energy right here. This beautiful energy, and I'm not going to put this Nine of Swords anywhere on top here. We don't want to be putting it into focus. We don't put the Nine of Swords in focus with anything. It's just a reminder of where not to go. You don't want to go there. This is not a place you want to be taking any time or energy into. It doesn't really help anything. It just cripples you. Where you want to go is life force energy. When I look at this card, all I think is how beautiful nature is and how I just want to sit in that picture and take nice, deep breaths and just realize that life offers opportunities and wisdom every single day. And all we simply need to do is just embrace it and enjoy it. We forget how to enjoy the life force that's around us. We live in this energy of the planet. The entire universe is made of energy, but so is the trees, the water, the animal, the rocks. Even your thoughts and emotions are energy. And this energy flows through all living things. When we experience events that kind of impact your energy, you end up being blocked and sluggish with this one right here. And it can lead to depression, it can lead to illness, it can lead to disease, but it can, most importantly, it can lead to you not living your best life. You'll know right away because you'll feel drained. You'll lack creativity. Your mind will be cluttered with that. Whenever you need to, you should try to recharge your energy field. When you have big things going on, it is even more important to expand your wings, go on flight, take a deep breath, right? Sit and ground yourself, fly, go into nature, take in the oxygen, take in the earth's feel, and really let yourself reconnect. Take the time to process these emotional issues that are blocking you. And consider asking help from your community if you need it. There's where the community comes in. A trusted friend, like-minded people. If you feel that your yoga class is good, but it could be better, fish for ideas with the people who know this best, who love this as much as you do. Right? It doesn't hurt anything to ask people, look, I want to make this the best class ever. You know, tell me how I can do that. Like, give me some ideas. I would love to hear from you. Okay? So, the life force energy is also asking that when you feel connected to this life force energy, they want you to remember that it's most likely you are connecting to something that you are really passionate about. You're connecting with something that's going to help heal the planet, heal people around you. In other words, finding your life's purpose, but also finding your life force energy on this planet in your journey. Okay, in this incarnation that you're in. So in other words, it's feeling like the connection. So when I do this, I feel connected to my life. I feel connected to what I love to do is to help, to give advice, to empower people, to empower you. Okay? So, if you are not feeling this way, whatever you're trying to put out there, it may be your life force energy trying to assert itself. And even though you're afraid, even though you may be anxious about it, it's important for you to stay connected to get past it. Not get over, but to get past it. Okay? I absolutely love this. Let's continue. I think what I'm going to do here, we're going to take a look at this, the Action of Wands. We looked at it last time, we're looking at it again, but it's the light patterns that really touch me here. There's reflections here of light. There's also reflection of the sun in the water. There's a lot of reflections of light in water. There's also reflections through the trees. What comes up with this is that when you are here in the darkness of nighttime, it sometimes distorts the light because there's usually little amount of light at this time. It's very slight. Know as well the wisdom that after the night is gone, the light of day will find a way. Even on the darkest, grayest day, there's still light to be seen. There's still light to be had. You ever feel really stressed out the night before, but then when you wake up the next day, things feel a lot better? Anxiety levels are lower. There's also some physiological reasons for that, scientifically proven. Cortisol levels, all of that stuff, I won't go into that, but absolutely, if you are finding yourself ruminating about things in the middle of the night, in the darkness, just a minute there, the boogeyman shows up, right? At the end of your bed to scare you. Look, take a moment and realize for what it is. It's either time to have some much needed rest. It's time to do some breathing, meditating, some healing light therapy if you can do it. I know the seasonal lights are very expensive, but you can also have some white lights. There's all kinds of LED lights out there now, so you can make yourself a little corner. You can get yourself in a better state of mind. You can take some last minute notes on what to do. You could even maybe read a book that makes you feel better. All of that stuff will help you greatly in the development of chasing away the fears. And when you are feeling really good, I would even say, no, they suggest that in a lot of places, but not to get anything that's overstimulating on your phone. Do something that really relaxes you, okay? Warm bath, soft book, pleasant lights, happy thoughts. All of these contribute to help you go forward, to meet up with the challenge of things. This is the wisdom that they are imparting with you today. Now, before we go, I'm going to put this back up here. And we're just going to take the Elder's Wisdom book and just take a little look and see what they have to offer. I love this because it's the Elder Canada Goose, and I am in Canada, so although we do call them, what do we call them? Hissing cobras, I think, is what we call them, which is funny. Okay, so let's see what they have to say here. A wisdom keeper of community and connection, the Canada Goose reminds you of the power of dedicating care to your fellow kin on this planet. This elder is part of many indigenous creation stories, supporting Sky Woman in her journey down to the earth. Ooh, Sky Woman in her journey down to the earth. That's kind of interesting, isn't it? That they said that, and it's this card. Nice. Very nice. Okay. So, Canada Goose shows up today to call you into leadership, to invite you to be a voice for those who don't have one. I love that. That's the other part. If you're afraid or if you're in fear, sometimes being the voice for others helps you overcome that fear, right? That's a good one too. With their characteristic V-shaped formation during migration, Elder Canada Goose teaches us that we must lean on one another to get where we need to go. In order to create an equitable world, we all need to shoulder some responsibility to care and take action. We cannot fly free unless we all fly free, and Canada Goose calls you to the front of the V formation. You are here to set the pace for your community through the words and actions. For you have always known that nobody should be left behind. I love that. It's very nice. Remember, you can lean on the support of others, calling upon the communities you're connected to rise up in allyship. Elder Canada Goose knows the power of strong family bonds and asks you to look around at those who might not be seen, heard, or uplifted. Invite them into your sacred circle. Advocate for them, and remember that we are interconnected. Community care is the best care. You know what to do and where to direct your compassion and love. There's love and compassion right here in these cards. I mean, here and here as well. With this elder flying beside you and helping to lead the way, you remember the power of inclusivity and building a just world. Nice. So this is a little blurb that they write. Elder Canada Goose speaks. With you at the forefront, you set the pace. Invoke me when you need guidance and clarity around how to be the best ally and advocate. There are many ways to be an activist in this world, and I will help you return to your true nature regarding what is best for you and your communities. Your actions have an incredible impact on the world around you, and I offer you a feather to welcome you into leading the way. So beautiful, so soft, beautiful, and and not a hissing cobra at this point. But there you go. There's a lot of strength with the 8, so beautiful. The rest of the numbers I've mentioned is 5. You have the 9, which is a difficulty. You have the Ace of Cups, which is a 1, a beginning. The community card with the be kind to strangers, to yourself and others is beautiful. This is all a lot of wisdom. Wisdom is also the word I associate to the Hierophant, and you have a 5 here. So all of this together comes up to a beautiful message for you on this day about being a leader, leaning on your community, and rising up to the challenge of something new, even if you're a little trepidatious or afraid. You have a lot of guidance and support within your energy field, within your community, and their energy fields. And I wish you the best of luck. Now, let me know in the comments. Here's the part where I ask you to write something in the comments. Something that kind of scares you, but also thrills you. Something that you would like to put your energy into. Something that you'd like to develop and take further. Whether it's a very small group or a bigger group on a bigger scale. Something that really lights you up. I'd love to hear from you. Thank you so much for being here. As always, the best way that you can absolutely support this channel is to be part of it. So please subscribe and hit that notification bell to all. I would love for this channel to start growing again in 2025. And thank you so much for everybody who's been with me for years, who are still here, still getting the wisdom, the knowledge. I will see you in the next reading. Love, light, and blessings. Bye for now.